my God, wasn't that fantastic? Look how much taller this guy is than me. God dang. Okay, I'm just going to lower here. Our next performer is a poet. Please give a warm, long welcome to Rian Wilson.
Thank you very much, everyone. I will all have a good time. Anyway, I want to give a big thank you to Sean O for putting this on tonight. Give a big warm hand to everyone who's put this together. I want to give thank you to all the performers, the writers, the wranglers, the songwriters who come out and put on a great show for everyone tonight. And yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. You know, is everyone having a good time? Yeah. Too good a fucking time. Anyway, so what I'm about to bring it down a bit. You know, I'm a wee bit of a story writer. You know, so it might be a bit. Compared to the tone, a wee bit sadder, but I hope you all enjoy it nonetheless. So, my name's Rian, and this piece is called The Rain Will Come. It was the first day, and the rain did not come. The boy didn't mind much, as it meant he continued to play, and did not yet have to help his father with the harvest. As he played among fields, his father grumbled, as he stood sentinel with his tools, having already prepared the fields and sown the seeds. Leaning on his tool, as he looked out, across the expanse of red land, then looked back at the crops that nearly completed their cycle and needed but one more gulp of rain before sprouting to completion. With the air hanging heavy over their tiny homestead, he continued his complaint as the day stretched on and the weather stayed hot and dry. Eventually his father was soothed by his mother, who continued to calm his baby sister as he spent the day cooing and rocking peacefully. At the end of the day, he washed the sweat and muck from his hair and skin in a metal basin filled to the brim with cool water, while it cuddled him as he scrubbed himself. In his bed that night, he fell asleep peacefully, only kept awake for a moment as his father griped to his mother, only letting his worries subside as she assured him that the rain would come the second day. On the second day, the rain did not come. The air had turned sour, warm and wild, made his skin itch and blister. The ground now had waves of heat that settled stagnant on the air, with no breeze to move them. He tried to play, make another day of fun before the rain came, but no fun was had. It hurt to step on the ground as it boiled his feet, so he spent the day hugging the outline of the homestead, following the shadow as the sun passed unflinching over the sky. But his father stayed stalwart, waiting expectantly again for clouds to fill the empty sky and let forth a torrent of life that would feed the ragged earth. But no, his father stood, his white cotton shirt clung to his skin, darkening and causing rotten black patches of sweat to form as the day passed on, and no blanket of white appeared to negate his worries. The boy found it hard to sleep that night, to the sound of his sister crying. He fell asleep to the hopes that the next day the rain would come. On the third day, the rain did not come. His father and himself set maddeningly to work, reaping what little grain and feed they could from fields that were now cracked and splintered, green, golden, dried and died as they tried in vain hope to get something, anything, both praying for rain. As they stumbled over empty fields and fissures in the earth that split open under the heat, they returned that day empty-handed and empty-stomached. His mother held a rag that had once cleaned his face of dirt to his sister's small lips, trying to wring any moisture she could from the rotten rag. The air, filled with millions of flies flittering down his throat, tore his insides with every breath. That night, they took dirty water from the basin he had just days past washed himself with, and mixed it in with dirt and what little flour they had left, before they let it bake on the ground that had been scorched in the sun before eating it for dinner. All huddled in their little homestead, in what little cool shade they had to spare, his father assured him that by the fifth day, or at worst sixth, the rain would come. On the 12th day, the rain did not come. The boy could no longer tell night from day. The horizon was bloodied with a crimson hue as the sun continued its never-ending march across a bare and barren sky. His father stood hollow, leaning in on the homestead, one hand on his tool, another on the bottle. Which one gave him more delusion he did not know, while his mother kneeled, silently, as she had for the past few days now, huddled over the small wooden cradle where she would periodically swat away flies that circled over his baby sister, lips cracked and peeled with fissures like those scarring the earth. He searched for the strength to retreat from the lashes of the sun under a blanket as thin as his skin, clinging it tight over his body, just as tight as his skin clung to his bones. That night, he couldn't sleep, or even pretend to sleep, or even pretend to pray for Rian, as the homestead was racked with shouts and screams, finally silenced to the sound of cracking wood and footfalls echoing out into the barren earth outside, a woman's cries accompanying it all. On the 13th day, the rain did not come. The boy awoke to see the cradle destroyed, one splinter sowing the floor of the homestead, as only his father kneeled over its remains. No sign of his mother or sister. He stayed there for a moment before his father spoke, saying that the rain will come. The boy asked when, and his father cackled, saying it had. He then erupted, saying that the rain had come, a rain of fire and filth, a rain of metal and iron that careered from the sky day and night. The rain would consume the earth, make the water flow in rivers, a bloody hue the same as the sky. Then a rain of glass came down as he hurled the bottle near the boy's head. Glass showered down upon them both. The boy hurled himself under the seats, seeking shelter from the rain, falling asleep to the sound of his father's sobs that he knew had no tears to accompany them. On the 14th day, the rain did not come, nor did his father, nor did anyone, only the sun. Even as he waited outside, leaning on a broken tool, looking over the hollow earth around him, his father did not come. He was gone. It was all gone. The boy eventually let the tool drop and began to walk, not feeling the pain in his small joints or childish muscles anymore. He roamed, the cruel sun his only companion, as he wandered the dead fields and scorched earth. Eventually, the sun left him too, but not the heat, waves lapping and consuming the world around him. When he couldn't walk anymore, he fell, hitting the earth and cradling it as if he were a babe once more. But he found no help either. Eventually, as he laid there, the rain did come, coming from black night on blacker wings with blackest intentions. A rain of feathers began to circle around him, floating to his side, carried on empty wind. As he laid there, he looked in its dark, beady eyes, saw the long beak and the sharp talons that clung to the ground. He laid there for a moment, let the rain wash over him. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much for this. Thank you to Sean. Tip your barman. Make sure to give money. Great cause. Free Palestine. Thank you very much.